Hello and welcome to Anna's Travel Talk. I'm your host, Anna Hoy. And if this is your first time for watching, welcome. Today, we are going to be discovering villas of distinction. And in case you've been living under a rock, we are excited that travel is returning and private villa rentals are in high demand. And it is the perfect vacation in the time of COVID and post-COVID. So today, I want to share with you, along with my co-host, Steve Lasman, Vice President of Sales for Villas of Distinction, the difference with luxury villa rentals. So welcome, Steve. Thank you for joining today.
Anna, it's always my pleasure. And I get a kick out of you talking about, villas being in such demand. We have been in demand since about September of 2020, which really was well ahead of the travel curve, because as you mentioned, people were looking, people were wanting to get out of their home and they wanted to go away, but they wanted to be socially distanced and safe. And, this was right around when vaccines were really just starting. And you're right, villa vacations was the perfect spot for that, because when you rent a villa, it's just you and the people you travel with. And you could be socially distanced, even in your own family, because of the size of the villa. But the most important thing is you weren't with hundreds or thousands of strangers. So we've been really busy since September. And then, of course, once we got into 2021, as you mentioned, all of travel really started to take off. So again, it's my pleasure to be here. I'm going to point out one thing before you start asking me questions. I think the most important thing that people can see today is the picture on my screen. And I'm not talking about my picture, although that's a great picture.
It's a very nice picture, Steve.
Yes, I look very handsome, so thank you. It's the picture in the middle. That is one of our villas in Las Vegas. We have private villa accommodations on the Strip, believe it or not. They are in Caesars Resort, but this is actually the outdoor area of our beautiful 3-bedroom Nobu villa, which sits on the very top of the Nobu Hotel. And that is your view. You have the most incredible view up and down the Strip. The space size, just to give you an idea of how large it is, can accommodate about 100 people up there. So it's just an amazing location. And if any of your listeners really want to do Vegas right, it doesn't have to be the Nobu Villa, because that's the top of the line, but we do have various villas throughout the Caesars complex with private entrances, many with private plunge pools. So they really have the best of both worlds in Las Vegas. They can spend the time in their private villa, or they can use the resources of the resort. So that's just
amazing.
That's just an example. I've been up there and in that villa many times, and it's incredible. It's just absolutely stunning. So anyway, didn't want to digress. Didn't want to digress, but
well, I love that you pointed out that you have the entire place to yourself. And wouldn't you agree it's the perfect destination for any type of special occasion? So if someone's celebrating an anniversary, a family reunion, or even retie the knot. I mean, if you're like me, who needs a reason, right?
Exactly.
Grab a few friends and plan a getaway. Even for a group or a small group, a villa is a great option.
You're 100% correct. I mean, we do so many, like you mentioned, 50th birthdays, 60th birthdays, 90th. We had a 90th birthday party back in 2019 for a family matriarch. It was the grandmother turning 90, wanted to go to Jamaica. So they rented an 8-bedroom villa in Jamaica with a full staff. And they asked us to bring a reggae band in one night to celebrate the party. They asked us to bring a videographer in to record the moment. And they just had the best time. And we'll talk about concierge services in a moment, I'm sure. But celebrations, weddings, anniversaries, birthdays, and we can accommodate, like you said. I mean, we can accommodate if it's just a party of 8, up to a party of 100, really, using multiple villas. So celebrations are really, really big in the villa world.
Fantastic.
So what else would you like to chat about today? You want to talk about villas of distinction and what makes us different?
Yeah, absolutely. I love to learn about the difference. I know you guys have over 30 years experience and you're Travia Award winners and much, much more. So yeah, I'd love to hear about that. And then I'd love to hear a little bit about where some of the villas are located. So
Sure.
someone watching is interested and they're chomping at the bit to get going, we'll go in that direction.
So let's start here. I'm gonna give you the villas of distinction difference. I'll also refer it back to a name that everybody knows, which is Airbnb, which is your do-it-yourself site, and why coming to somebody like you, Anna, and working with us is a better option. But first, let's look at this picture. This is one of the kids' rooms at one of our villas called the Lure in Orlando. It's about a 12 to 15-minute drive from a gated community to the main transportation hub of Walt Disney World, and it's about a 25-minute to 30-minute ride to Universal Studios. So very well located. But this is the kids' bedroom. So they're actually sleeping with Moana on the raft.
I know. I see
we
that. That's amazing.
we have villas with the Harry Potter train where they're actually sleeping on the train. We have one that's called glamping. It's a glamping villa, and the kids' bedroom is like they're outside in tents with a fire going, and not a real fire, but it looks like a fire. So some incredible stuff in Orlando for families that want to get away with kids. And think about this. So Villa Allure is or Villa Nona, any of our bigger villas, that come between 8 to 12 bedrooms. The average price of those villas is about $125 to $150 per bedroom per night, versus going to the Grand Floridian, for example, where during that same time period, the average price is about $700 per bedroom per night. And all you get for that $700 is a bedroom and a bathroom and a large resort. Here you get your bedroom, your bathroom, your living room, your dining room, your full kitchen, your own private swimming pool, your own theater room. Almost all of our villas come with theater rooms so that you can watch on a rainy day. They have different things that you can play with. They have game rooms. So, I mean, it's an incredible difference. And it's something, if you have families that are looking to go to Orlando, that they should reach out to you and you can offer them some amazing options. But let's get to the meat of what we wanted to talk about. So villas of distinction, why us, and what is the difference between us and using Anna versus an Airbnb style accommodation? So number one, we only have just over 3,000 fully vetted, fully inspected, and fully guaranteed for quality managed properties in 52 destinations around the world. So 3,000 plus may sound like a lot, but let's compare it to Airbnb, who has 7 million homes on their site. They don't even tell you that they vet them because they don't. So they cannot guarantee the quality of the product that you're offering. So, do you want to take a chance on your home, or do you want to come to a travel advisor like Anna and know that these homes are vetted and inspected and guaranteed for their quality? Number two, when you book on these homeowner direct sites, you have what's called third-party payment registration. So you're actually paying a third party with your credit card who has no skin in the game, so to speak, versus when you work with Anna, you're paying Villas of Distinction, a company that's been in business for over 31 years, a company that has the financial integrity, that is bonded and insured. I don't know about homeowners on Airbnb being bonded and insured, but we are bonded and insured. We also offer a 24/7 customer care hotline with both boots on the ground in the destination and a 24/7 customer care line here in the US that you, Anna, can call on behalf of your clients any time of day if something is needed, versus these do-it-yourself sites. Who are you calling? You're going to call the homeowner? Well, good luck with that. Hopefully you'll get a hold of the homeowner. Number three, each of our homes are expertly cleaned and checked from top to bottom after each and every checkout through our management companies on site. I don't know what the cleaning protocols are for Airbnb and their homes and their homeowner direct homes, but I know what ours are. So you can feel safe and be in a clean environment. We also partner with the travel advisor. This is probably the most important difference that I can tell you, and why. So, Anna, when somebody calls you, what is the most important thing that you want to do? You want to make sure that you get the wants and needs and desires of your traveler, and that you put them in the villa that fits those wants and needs. If you
Correct.
go on Airbnb, you find a villa, they're going to be dealing directly with a homeowner. Whose best interest does the homeowner have at heart? The client's or his own best interest, which is to fill his house? I think the
Hmm.
choice is obvious.
Yes.
You have the client's best interest at heart. I have yours and the client's best interest at heart. So we are all aligned to try and achieve that one goal. When you go on these homeowner direct sites, whose best interest do they have at heart? They have
Yeah.
their own. They want to fill their villa. They're
Yeah.
not going to say to you, you know what, Bob's place down the street is a much better option for you.
Certainly not, right? They want theirs full so they can make money. But I love what you said about vetted, inspected, and the cleanliness protocols. And you're absolutely right. And my favorite part is the 24/7 dedicated customer service line. I've had to use it previously for a customer, and the 24/7 thing is something that is not available in many other companies like yours. In fact, I don't think it is available, and I just love that option, that if something, you have a question in the middle of the night, you need something in the middle of the night, you have somebody to call. And myself as a travel advisor, I have somebody to call as a resource for my travelers.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
I love that it's more affordable than you even think. And you're right, we do take into consideration the wants and the needs of our clients in order to fit them in the right villa. And I love this picture because there are so many options of villas across the country. So this is great to see, where are the villas located.
Yeah, so like I mentioned earlier, we're in 52 destinations around the globe. So we're all throughout Europe. Obviously, everybody loves Italy. So we're in Tuscany, the Amalfi Coast, the Lakes District, Sicily. So really something for everyone. And it depends on what is the client looking for? If you're looking, to use your villa as kind of your home base and then do a lot of excursions, we can work with you, Anna, and we can create those excursions for them. Or if they just want to have stuff brought to the house, you want a private sommelier to come and do a wine tasting at your house, we can make
Yes,
that happen.
please.
Well, we'll talk a little bit more about that in a moment. But yes, so all throughout Europe, France, Greece, Spain, Portugal, Croatia, and we're adding more to come. We're all throughout Mexico. Of course, we're all throughout the Caribbean. We're really expanding our product in Asia. We just added in the South Pacific, we just are adding the Maldives, which is a new product for us. So you've got more options there. And of course, when the pandemic hit, everybody wanted to stay close to home. So we are, all throughout the United States. Here are some examples. And I was talking about Orlando. That Ringling Brothers Circus is the playroom at one of the villas. That golf simulator, which you see in many of the villas, is inside the villa. The top center photo is actually a bowling alley. It's a 2-lane bowling alley in Villa Nona. That is absolutely incredible. They also have a half-court basketball court, indoor basketball court. Again, you see the beautiful Nobu Villa. Then in the bottom photo, that's in Branson. We have some really cool homes in Branson. And then the two photos on one on the upper right, that is in Canada, in Western Canada. And the one below is in Taos, New Mexico. So, we're in California, Colorado, Utah, Montana, Florida, the Carolinas, New York, Connecticut, Tennessee, Branson, as I mentioned. And again, expansion. So we're continuing to expand. But the main theme that you should see as I'm showing you these pictures, regardless of the price, you're always going to get the quality from Villas of Distinction. And that's what has caused travel advisors, and this is a vote. This is not something that is awarded to us by campaigning, as you mentioned earlier, that we have won the Travi Award 5 consecutive years as voted on by people like yourself, Anna, independent travel advisors who say, Villas of Distinction, you guys are the best in the business. So hopefully come December, they moved them because of COVID, where hopefully we'll be the 6th-time winner. So we'll see what happens.
Well, congratulations. That's
Thank
amazing.
you. So we talk about the concierge and what is really the concierge about? So you and I talked about, having the client's best interest at heart. So it's not just about renting the villa and where you sleep. It's more about what is the experience that your guest tells you they want. And again, this is what separates us from the do-it-yourself sites. Now, the do-it-yourself sites have services that they offer. But what they do is they give you a list of, here's the experiences we offer. Pick one. Well, what if the experience you want is not on that list? Well, too bad, too sad. You're not going to have it, or you're going to have to figure it out on your own. With Anna and us, if you say, look, I want a tequila tasting party at my villa in Mexico, done. I want yoga classes at my villa, done. I want cigar rollers, private sommeliers, cooking classes, spa services, chef services, whatever it is that your client is looking for, we will make it happen if it's doable. Okay. You know, like for instance, if you want a mariachi band to play at your villa in the middle of Provence, it might be hard to find a Mexican mariachi band in Provence. We'll see if we can find one, but if we can't, obviously then we wouldn't be able to provide that. But, you know, if you want Christmas trees, Hanukkah menorahs, whatever you want for the holidays, you're in Orlando and you want a character breakfast at the villa versus going to Disney, we can bring the characters to the villa. So it really is about, what do you want as a guest? I mentioned earlier the grandma celebrating their 95th birthday. They wanted a reggae band. That's all they wanted in the villa, was a reggae band. So we gave them a reggae band. We have clients that want to go pre-COVID, obviously. They have the Palio in Siena every August. We have a private box there. So instead of standing in a crowd of thousands, we can put you, a guest of Anna, in one of our private boxes to watch the Palio, which is an incredible cultural event.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And what I love is that you can in advance plan some of these, but you know, if you're on vacation and you get an urge for something, having the 24-hour service, correct me if I'm wrong, you can call somebody and they can arrange things while you're on site, while you're at the villa. Is that correct?
Absolutely. The only thing you mentioned it, booking in advance. Booking in advance ensures you get what you want. Okay. So like if you're going away during high season and you want a chef, you know, I wouldn't wait until I got there to say, you know what, I want a chef tonight. We might be able to find one, but then again, we might not. They might all be booked up. So it's always better to do it in advance. And what I love is, you know, it's whatever your desire is. So like, for instance, Anna, for my 60th birthday, I went to the Amalfi Coast with friends. So, you know, we did a lot of different things, but one of my favorite things was, instead of getting on a crowded tour boat, we got on a private yacht that we rented for the day. And I know it sounds like, you know, Robin Leach, Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous, and it was going to be a $50,000 day. It wasn't. It was very reasonable. And when you split it among, you know, 4 couples, you're not talking about breaking the bank. And we literally got picked up outside Sorrento. We went up and down the Amalfi Coast. We stopped in Nerano at one of my favorite restaurants. And if you have any listeners that are going to the Amalfi Coast, they should go to a place called Maria Grazia. It's a 130 plus year old family run restaurant right on the water in Nerano. That is absolutely spectacular. Of course, most restaurants that are spectacular in Italy make their own limoncello. So you got to have the limoncello at the end of the meal. And then you just get back on the boat. We took the boat up to Positano. We went to Positano. We walked around town. We did some shopping. Others, you know, wanted to go on hikes. Again, it's really about, what is it that you want to do? So to me, that absolutely separates you, Anna, us Villas of Distinction, versus the do-it-yourself sites. We can create the experience you want. I'll make you laugh. One of the funniest things we ever had to do, we had a bachelorette party that went to Italy, and all the bride to be wanted was an autographed picture of George Clooney, personalized to her, to be on the transportation bus every day. So we got a picture we got an autographed picture from George Clooney to her, put it in a frame, and it sat on the bus every day. And when she got on the bus with her girlfriends, that's what they looked at every day.
That's really
So,
cool.
so I mean, it really is, what do you want? What are
Nothing's
you
off the
looking
table.
right? So that really is what, talking about, just to recap, talking about the vetted product, talking about the 24/7, talking about, the fact that you and me are all aligned in what we want to bring to the guest. And then you add in this component of experiences, there's no better place than to go see a professional travel advisor like yourself to create the vacation of your dreams, because that's
Very
what it's
well
about.
said. Very well said.
So I have a couple of photos that I'll share with you. And then, if you have any questions for me, Anna, I'm happy to answer them. So at Villas of Distinction, we have villas like Point of View on Grand Cayman, which is beachfront, absolutely stunning property. But maybe you have clients that want a chateau. We have chateaus in France. Can you imagine
Wow.
staying here? This one you would feel like Robin Leach, Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous. Or maybe you have clients that just say, you know what, I work so hard, I just want to get away from it all. This is Sweet Bocas in Panama. And it's almost like having your own private island. Look where that villa sits. The bedrooms literally sit out on the water. So you could walk out of your bedroom, jump in the water, then climb back into your bedroom. I mean, it doesn't get any closer to being waterfront than that.
I mean, that is a luxury VIP experience right there.
Absolutely. The only way to get there is by boat.
Sweet.
So there, you certainly won't have any traffic. Now,
talk about get away from your everyday life.
Oh
right?
yeah, exactly. And one of my favorites is this, the view. SEMA. I mean, and we have hundreds of villas with this kind of view. I stayed at Villa Lica outside Sorrento. My view every day was the sun setting over the island of Capri, which you can imagine was incredible. I've stayed in villas in Positano with the most incredible views, and this view on Lake Como. This is what, to me, this is the aha moment. Life is good.
Yes.
So you get this beautiful view. But let's say you have clients that just want to do ski in, ski out. I mean, I don't think it can get any closer to the slope than that. I mean, it literally goes next to your villa. But then there's my favorite villa in the Caribbean in Jamaica, which is Serenity on the Beach, a little 4-bedroom villa right on the water, with a full staff, with Maud the chef and Gladstone the butler, who is without a doubt one of the finest butlers in the Caribbean. And you're looking at, even in high season for 4 bedrooms, you're looking at less than $5,000 a couple in height of season to stay at something like this. So I'm sorry, I take that back. It's not 5,000 a couple, but that includes a full staff. Okay.
Yeah.
Then you add your food and beverage costs, which are significantly small because you're paying grocery store pricing, not restaurant pricing. And you know what? All in, for about $24,000 in a 4-bedroom villa for a week with a full staff, with all your meals and drinks, that's what you're looking at for 4 couples. Just incredible.
Yeah, that's not as crazy as you would think. If
No.
you've never stayed at a villa and you look at something like this, you're thinking upwards of 30,000 plus.
Right. I mean, and if you go off season, like the summer, this villa is probably about 14,000 total for the week. So, I mean, really special. So again, and then we'll open it up for any questions you might have of me on it. I know it's been a tough year that we experienced together, but we're here and we're stronger, and the urge to travel is incredible at the moment. And we really hope that, this short talk opened you up to the benefits of booking a villa with Anna and us. And if you as a listener have any questions, reach out to Anna. She can answer them all for you. And with that, Anna, I will turn it back to you and say any questions you might have. By the way, that's a picture of a group in Italy. Obviously, look, they're all smiling because they stayed in a villa.
Right? They have some wine and the good food in front of them. It's very, very inviting. Well, thank you, Steve. I do have a couple of questions. I know you had mentioned that you're adding new villas and that you have some new villas coming up in the Maldives. Any other new villas locations that we should be on the lookout for our clients for?
Yeah, I mean, new location wise, I mean, the Maldives is new. We added and are starting to add. We had very few villas in Antigua. We're going to be adding about a dozen villas in Antigua. We are adding villas in Scottsdale, Arizona. We are going to be adding ski villas in Austria. We're going to add additional ski villas in the French Alps and in Switzerland because we have very small products there. We're going to be adding more products in Saint-Tropez area, which is also very in demand in normal years, and we're getting back to normal. We are, where else? Oh, where else am I going? Trying to think. Oh, we're adding villas in Grenada in the Caribbean, which we've never had before. I'm actually taking, as I mentioned to you, we vet and inspect everything that we sell. So I am going to Grenada first week of September to try, to look at the villas to make sure they fit our motif for our guests that, so they're fully vetted. I am going out to Scottsdale soon as well. And I'm going to do a stopover to see some of the newer products that we're adding in Utah. So I'm sure I'm missing something, Anna, because I know we're adding villas in Oahu that are actually tied to a resort. So that'll be coming online soon. Don't think I missed anything, but hey, one never knows.
Well, that's great to hear all the additional villas in these fabulous locations. So thank you for that. And now you mentioned a lot of locations throughout the US, the Caribbean, Europe, Asia. How far in advance should folks book their vacation? Because I understand that they are booking up quickly.
Okay, so in a normal year, 6 months would have been fine, except for festive. Now, because you had all those bookings that people couldn't travel in 20 that were moved to 2021, you have this pent up demand. So inventory is very, very tight if you want to get away in 2021. And I would say call yesterday for 2021. For 2022, we're also seeing, because of the lack of inventory in 21, we're seeing people booking into 2022, especially Europe and the Caribbean. So I would not wait. I would say, again, call Anna after you hear this to start planning. The thing about planning in advance, too, you have a much wider selection of product to pick from, especially when you have bigger villas. So if you want, the larger villas, Anna, the 8 to 10 bedrooms, you should be thinking almost 9 months to a year in advance because they go first. So I would say call now for 2022. I mean, we're literally maybe 15 months out from 2022, 16 months out. It's definitely not too early to do it.
Yeah.
You get the best options, you put down your deposit and you go. Because again, there will be, my opinion, we won't see normalcy in the villa world until probably 2023. So 2021 and 2022, because of the pent up demand, because of, the countries opening up now, more people getting vaccinated, you're going to see a great demand, and we're seeing it now.
Well, thank you for that. That's awesome to hear. And now, as a travel advisor, I always advise my clients to purchase travel insurance. I know that Airbnbs, from what I understand, you're not able to use travel insurance, but with Villas of Distinction, would you recommend travel insurance?
Oh, 100%. I buy an annual policy for myself, just to be honest. But you definitely want to buy some sort of travel protection for a lot of reasons. Number one, it protects you, in case there's a trip interruption. It protects you if there's a baggage delay. It protects you for cancellations. Obviously they have different policies, so you need to be aware of the policy. But what's nice about our insurance as well, it does cover the third-party airfare that you purchase, Anna, that you book for them. So if they booked a villa with us, let's say in Italy, for let's just argument's sake, $30,000 for 6 people or 8 people. I'm just picking a number. And you book their air and they purchase their insurance through us, that airfare is also covered in the event that they have to cancel due to a health concern.
That's good
So
to know.
absolutely.
Awesome.
Then there are some destinations like Turks and Caicos, which right now, because of protocols, you have to have insurance or they won't let you in the country.
And in regards to protocols, I just want to say we're not touching on the protocols on this video because folks can be watching this at any time. And you and I both
Right.
know, Steve, that they are changing on the daily basis. So what I would say
Absolutely.
is if you have questions prior to booking your vacation, your best bet is to call your travel advisor like myself, and
Yep.
we have access and we'd be able to give you up to the minute travel restrictions and requirements. And on that note, I know that the CDC is requiring when you come back into the US from traveling abroad to have a negative PCR test. How are you
Correct.
handling that at Villas of Distinction?
All right. So first off, yes, I agree with you 1,000%. The protocols change daily, as we were talking about before we got on the call. Just in like the Turks and Caicos, it was a 5-day prior PCR test. Now it's a 3-day prior PCR test. Just this week it got changed. So you're 100% correct that they should check with you for the most up-to-date requirements. As far as the CDC requirement, in many of our villas, we can bring the doctor with the testing to the villa so that they don't even have to leave their villa to go to a testing site. Now, in almost any destination we offer, we can do that. Now, there is a fee for that, and then there's a fee for the test. There are some destinations and some of our villas that the homeowners are paying for that test, but that's a very small amount. So again, our concierge team working with you, Anna, can make sure that the PCR test is set up so that they can take that test in the villa. Now, if the client says, no, I don't want it in the villa, I'll go. Well, we can work with them to create the, the testing outside of the villa. So again, what does your client want? So it's a repeating theme. What does your client want?
Exactly.
We'll give it to them what they want. But yes, we can absolutely accommodate all testing for the clients, with the results prior to them heading back to the U.S.
That's wonderful to note. I appreciate you touching on that. And then in looking at the different type of experiences, it looks to me like this is the type of traveler that this would be good for would be pretty much everyone. So if you're looking for experiential travel or immersive travel, wellness, adventure, it seems to me like Villas of Distinction would be the perfect vacation for any of those type of travelers. Would you agree?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's just, families, couples getting away, girls get away, like you said, wellness trips, just golf trips, food trips.
Oh yeah, I'm a food and wine person, so
Yeah,
this would
I
be
mean,
perfect, right?
yeah, I mean, there is really no trip that somebody could think of that a villa wouldn't work for.
Awesome. So I think we kind of covered, just to reiterate, Villas of Distinction is award-winning, bonded and insured with personal concierge 24-hour service. You can get a VIP experience that's more affordable than you think. And hopefully we answered all your questions, but if you have questions that we didn't answer, those of you watching today live or on the replay, please put your comments below and I would be happy to get back with you with any questions that you have. And if you're interested in staying in one of the villas, as Steve mentioned, now's the time to reach out and get things secured so you can have your dream vacation. So Steve, you did a wonderful presentation today. Thank you so much. And do you think that we missed anything? Is there anything that you'd like to add? Any words of wisdom?
The only thing, again, I know we've repeated it throughout the presentation subtly, but I'm going to make it a point here. There is no better resource in the world for a consumer that wants to travel and plan a vacation than going to a professional travel advisor. You guys are the best at what you do, And honestly, I know it's an old catchphrase, but I still think it's relevant today. Without a travel agent, you're on your own. And I truly believe that. I mean, you guys are the best resource. You are, you're not swayed by one company over the other. You are going to do what's best for your client, your guest, to ensure that they have that wow, aha trip. And that's really the strongest message I could say is seek out a professional travel advisor, because when you need a doctor, you find the best doctor. When you need a specialist in their field, you seek an insurance advisor. Whatever. Why put travel any differently? I mean, to me, travel should be other than your health, travel should be the most important thing that you think about. So I cannot strongly suggest using a travel advisor more than I just said. So thank you, Anna.
Well, I couldn't agree with you more. Thank you for saying that. I think especially now, since what we've experienced these last 18 months or so, more and more consumers are realizing the value of a travel agent. So thank you for reiterating that for our audience, because we do have the customer's best interest at heart. We want you to have the vacation that you've always wanted. That's what we want for you. So thank you for that. And I appreciate you coming on and sharing all this great information on Villas of Distinction. And thank you for watching Anna's Travel Talk. And if we've inspired you today, hit that subscribe button below and you'll be notified when we go live with new content. So again, Villas of Distinction, an opportunity for your next dream vacation. And again, thank you for watching. And thank you, Steve. Appreciate you coming on.
Anna, I love chatting with you. So if we got one person motivated to travel with you, it was worth its weight in gold. So thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a great day, everyone, and happy travels.